Hello, fellow fart enjoyers, for hopefully the last time regarding this topic, because it has gone on for too long and I'm starting to stop caring. The only reason this stupid drama has been going on for as long as it has been is only because Summit won't stop talking about it. It's kind of crazy. It's like it's only recently starting to die down. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up. This will probably be my last video on this whole ladder launch hacking drama, whatever. It's crazy because of how much Summit has been talking about it. Like, it's been 5 days since it happened. It was last Thursday. Today's Tuesday. And over the course of the past few streams of Summits, he's like brought it up at least like once or twice each stream. And each time it happens, something goes down. Like one time, or like apparently Makeo was banned from his chat, and then Noob Face. I witnessed the stream Noob Face was in. He was like also attacked for being quote unquote associated with us just because of what we did, even though he had nothing to do with it. He was just like he was getting cussed out by Summit. And there's also Mixel posted a reply on Twitter telling him that they're telling Summit that he'd kill him IRL or something. I don't know. That one's still a mystery to me too. Anyway, it seems that the Rare development team has finally come out with a response to this whole situation themselves, even though it's not directly stated. And you'll see what I mean when I say that. Alrighty, let's have a look-see here. Hey everyone, while our mid-season update to season 15 will be arriving later this week, I want you to take a little journey behind the scenes and share an update on a particularly spicy topic. When is it ever not? Of game exploits. Hooray. Okay, basically, literally all this is saying, to summarize all this, is to say that they are finally addressing funny launching that has been around for way too long, they say. Yeah, ladder launch, funny launch. I called out this issue way back in November 23's SOT News. Congrats for being unique. And this continues to be a sizable movement exploit that was well and truly breaking our game design and high on our hit list. And while that's honestly an uncomfortably long time ago since I called it out, this is the first area the team began to dig into. So it looks to me that funny launching is finally getting it taken out. And it said, I believe, soon an insider you will no longer be able to funny launch. They said they found like with a bunch of tinkering. I read this earlier, but they said they found with like a bunch of tinkering with the in-game hitboxes and stuff that they were able to find a solution that no longer lets you launch. Which I'm not sure how that works because that would mean that they'd have to find a way to stop all the launches. That includes funny launch, Makeo launch, Brig launch, Galley launch, and Sovereign's launch. There's also the sinking sloop launch, which not many people know about. That one's a fun one. I want to see how they fix that. Okay, yeah, here it is. After a few weeks of tinkering and internal testing, we feel confident we have a solution here that safely isolates the issues and mitigates the velocity players are ejected when colliding with areas of the ship, which is where the root of the issue was. So when saying this, it feels like they fixed it by making the launch weaker. That's about it. So they just lessened the effect of a ladder launch. And they never do they actually directly state that Summit was the reason behind this post, but I feel like it's pretty obvious because he is a giant name in this community. He's probably one of the biggest in my opinion. So he's got probably the most influential voice out of anyone that could have come out about this stuff, especially with so much Twitter drama. I feel like Rare would always be stalking anything that man says. And there's a few comments here. I've held back the fix and avoid the correlation, but honestly, we've lived with the impact of these issues for far too long already. Now that we have a potential fix, we just need to get this into wider testing and iron out any edge cases so we can put this issue to bed. So yeah, it looks like they're actively working on it. I don't know when it'll be implemented, but I feel like it may be soon. And I think it's pretty funny that me and Bubinator are the reasons for it. Also, shouts out Bub for keeping up with all this garbage, because I really don't care to. He's the one that sent me the link to this post. Most of these comments are pretty bot comment-y. They're just a bunch of rando players commenting are like, "Oh yes, this is such a good change. We've been waiting for this for years." W fix, also that upfront transparency is very, very much appreciated. Thank you, Coffee Bean. I normally never have issues with exploits as long as it isn't really a massive breaking advantage, but ladder launching is the opposite. I never bothered to learn risk of getting banned slash patched out. Again, it's been confirmed in the past that it's not bannable. It's in the game. It's their fault. It's in the game. So it's like it's up to us to use it or not. Traveling further than cannons while not making a sound. You might as well download cheats for the game. Yeah, there's the cheats. But offer fly hacks at this point. Glad it's going to get patched, hopefully, in the future. Has no place in the game, really. Well, I disagree. I know I'm biased, but for the past few weeks, me and Bub, if you've been watching the videos, you've known that almost everybody we run into just runs away. It's like taking half of the game out. If you want to run away all day, just go play safer seas. I only ever use it if people do start running, and I hardly ever hit it, but it's still worth a shot because I don't want to chase for another 3 hours. It's insane. Glad it sounds like you found a way to squash this bug without heavily impacting any other movement text like B hops or sword dashes. I would hardly call B hops and sword dashes movement. I'm very happy to hear this is being brought in at last. Was it really November of 23 when you spoke about this last? Gee, time flies. Testicle. This guy's a legend. Anyway, most of the other comments kind of follow that sort of pattern. It's just people who somewhat know the game talking about how they appreciate the fact that they're adding this to the game. And it's been, I don't even know when Funny Launch was introduced. It's been years. But it's interesting now that they take action. Man, I really wonder. It's really just like they kept Summit's name out of this post, but it's like they made it so horribly obvious that the events that transpired in the past week caused this post and harder working on this fix. It's kind of just sad, really. Like a lot of people are opposed to it. And those people who do use it usually use it for the same reason as I to catch runners. Like, we don't just go spamming it around. It's not something that I wouldn't exactly say it's something that we abuse. Sure, it's something we use to our advantage, but it's like, what else are we supposed to do in that situation when this person, like, especially when like a Reaper 5 has this giant stack of loot and they do nothing but run. They're going towards the Red Sea. You have a limited amount of time. What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to go out into the Red Sea. I'm not going to follow them. I'm going to freaking funny launch until I get onto their boat because it's stupid that they have to run. They're a Reaper 5. They've been dominating this dead server for the past 7 hours, stacking loot. They should be able to defend it, you know? It's like, it's silly. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to touch on. There's not much we can do about it now. It's out of our hands. The attention has been found. The rare devs have taken it into their very gentle care, I'm sure. Despite the fact that it's getting patched out, I'm sure there'll be a new quote unquote game breaking glitch within the first week of this patch. That's the beauty of Sea of Thieves. Anyways, this was the last video I was really planning on making on this. This kind of stupid drama has been going on for too long. I know it's only been 5 days, but it's kind of stupid that it's been 5 days. If and when this update does happen, I'll probably make a follow-up video. Most likely of just a session I have and like just touching on it when I'm playing, but it's whatever. Again, I thought the fight was GG's against Summit, but apparently he didn't think so. He went as far as attack a bunch of different creators that were in his chat, which is kind of crazy. Here's this last little snippet. As we prepare to enter Insiders for initial testing this week, we saw discussion of launches becoming a hot topic over a recent community weekend with a heated debate on whether this was indeed an exploit, cheat, or unfair tactics. I wonder who said that. While I've stated frequently that game exploits are not considered bannable offenses, these various launches allowed players to gain a significant movement advantage on their opponents well outside of the designed game mechanics of the world. There should have been no doubt that this was a game exploit. Again, Summit started running. The whole battle, it was like they pulled up, we tanked, we had to get out to reset, and then we came back around to fight them again. But at that point, they were suspicious of us cheating because of our shots. So they started running. Hence, our hand was forced and we had to launch. We had no choice, guys, I promise. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm planning on getting back to normal posting. I want to play a bit more. and stop caring about this controversy, but he just keeps talking about it. But yeah, uh, Fart Squad out, gang. Let's freaking go.